Can you see the greens starting to come through here? There's a lot of growing that's going to happen here in the next couple of months. And our russets are just starting to peek through as well. See the little green right in here? Just starting to poke out. Guten gardening, everybody. Well, I'm in here indoor garden choring. And there's quite a bit in here now to water. Probably some updates I need to really give you in many ways. I'm going to save a lot of that for an upcoming video. Check out our potatoes. These are our store-bought reds growing in a bucket. Don't they look nice? And I started thinking, is it possible that one single vegetable can change the course of your entire life? And I would argue that maybe as hard as it is to believe that one vegetable could do that for you, it certainly did for us. And as I talk about that vegetable today, I hope you enjoy coming along with us and hearing a little bit more about our story. This sage smells so good. You know, I actually lived on a farm up until the point where I was about 5 years old. But you know, beyond those first couple of years, our lives, my family's life, my life really didn't revolve around gardening or farming anywhere near where it does today. You know, in retrospect, looking back on it all, I really wish that wasn't the case. But I would certainly argue when it comes to gardening in general, better late than never. By the way, this is just a regular water bottle, and this little piece on top lets us water. I'll show you. It just sort of lets it drip in here instead of over watering, especially your seedlings, because you know you can splash them all over the place if you're not careful. These are really inexpensive. I'll put a link to this in the description if you're interested in buying a couple of them. You know what really got us thinking about having that singular vegetable that was so life-changing was being down here in the indoor garden and contemplating what we were going to plant down here, but also knowing what's still outside, even in all of this cold weather. When I talk about what's going on outside, it's about 9 degrees right now. And this kale, I can still eat. And we've had so many cold days. If I let this warm up, I wouldn't be surprised if this even kept growing. But this is late December kale right here in Zone 5, Wisconsin. Now, I don't know what the growing situation is at any of your places, but for the first 8 years of our marriage, we were in apartments, high rises, and really just this idea of growing our own food really didn't even occur to us. It wasn't our focus. You know, people get busy, lives are busy. And even after we moved to our current place here in Zone 5, Wisconsin, really we didn't spend time growing anything other than flowers at the beginning. But you talk about the transformative experience of a single moment or a single decision. Well, that's what happened to us, because we did start with a 3x3 raised bed. We have a picture of that. Just a 3x3 raised bed. I think that first year when we were gardening here, we grew some squash and some watermelon. I don't think we had much room for anything else. And honestly, we didn't grow it well. But after that first year, we actually went to a juice bar of sorts and got a really nice green smoothie. I think I'm going to go with the white icicle radish and the French breakfast radish here in our green stock. And I remember after discovering that our family really liked these green healthy smoothies that were like $6 or $7, that we decided that we could try to make some of those smoothies ourselves. The problem is though, what we were doing, put these in about a 1/2 inch depth, what we were doing was spending a lot of money on organic spinach, organic kale, just to try to make these green smoothies. And the green smoothies were good, they were okay. But I mean this with all sincerity, the organic fresh stuff that you get at the store is just not the same. It's oftentimes wilted. You don't know how many days it's been from harvest. And so what we were doing was paying $10 for vegetables, and that was only a part of the smoothie that would last our family 3 or 4 days before we'd have to buy more of those subpar organic vegetables. So what did we do? Well, it was in that second year that we bought our second 3x3 raised bed. And we were actually able to combine them, the two beds together, to make a 3x9 foot bed. And that gave us a good bit more space. And that year we bought some kale seedlings. So these were not kale started from seed, which is what we normally do now, but these were kale seedlings. And when we bought those kale seedlings, we planted them, And I think for the first 2 or 3 weeks, you know, you're transplanting, you're trying to get them used to a brand new soil. First couple of weeks, they didn't look very good. And I was a little bit worried. And then that kale just took off. And I mean deep green. It was the lacinato, that's that dino kale, the curly kale. I want to say we planted late April, maybe early May. And we had kale, fresh kale, all the way up through December. You know, it's like I tell my students at school sometimes, you can trace some of these things back to a specific moment. And I guess really we could trace it back to trying that smoothie, but I'm thinking more about that first initial planting of kale. And realistically, you know, kale for a while was like the be-all, end-all of vegetables. I want to say probably 8 or 10 years ago, you couldn't go anywhere without finding some different kind of kale smoothie, some different kind of kale face mask, kale chips, and they still have all of that. But for us, planting that kale was an absolutely life-changing experience. Because after that point, after we started growing the kale, I could go out at any time, July, August, September, October, November, even through December, and I could pull out fresh kale and I could come in and make the absolute freshest smoothie. And kale is one of those amazing vegetables that continues to produce through the center of the plant outward, and so you can always be harvesting these outer leaves and the plant will keep producing. So off of one plant, it's not just what you see here, it's what you don't see that's going to come out the middle as the season goes on. All right, I'm going to briefly interrupt this video to show you our 13th winner for our 31 days of Guten gardening gift giving. Well, we are so excited to see so many of you taking part in these giveaways. I hope that means that you're enjoying the content and the prizes. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're giving away today. Well, if you're paying attention to our community page today, you already know what our giveaway is. I gotta say, I think I found a new favorite giveaway item. This Rue gardening apron with pockets and harvesting pouch just seems like something I could use 100% in the garden. Take a look at this. If you want to be enrolled in our next giveaway, giveaway number 14, make sure you comment on this video or one of our community posts between now and the next video coming out. All right, folks, let's see who our giveaway winner is for day number 14. I am super excited for all of the amazing comments you've been leaving for us. And our winner today is going to be Amanda Strain. Amanda Strain, congratulations. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Go ahead and congratulate the winner, but as always, don't say her name in the comments so that she can be surprised when she watches this video. And Amanda, when you see this video and you see that you won, leave a comment and we'll be in touch to let you know how we can get that shipped out to you as quickly as possible. Congratulations once again. Let's get back to our video. So how amazing is it that we can have this moment as a family where we see the success of this one vegetable, of this kale, and we start thinking, well, if we can grow kale like this, if we can replace one aspect of our needs, one costly aspect of our needs, in fact, for our family to be healthier, what else can we do? And that 3 by 9 foot bed certainly wasn't the limit of what we believed we could do. Now, there's definitely been a ton of work that's gone into all the changes we've made around our property. We've been able to transform so much of that outdoor area all around our house into space where we can garden, into space where we can grow more produce, really hundreds and hundreds of pounds of fruits and vegetables every single year. And it's all been this wonderful learning experience, and we wouldn't have done it if we didn't have that singular jumping off point. So kale was that vegetable for us. I'm curious what kind of vegetable you would say, I'm just gonna put a couple in here. What kind of vegetable would you say inspired you to continue gardening? What was it for you that was the difference maker when it came to expanding or deciding to expand what it is you might want to grow in your garden? Because really, for us, because it was such a difference maker, I got these at about a 1/4 inch depth. I can't imagine a time where we wouldn't have kale growing in our garden, outdoors or indoors. It's that important to us, and really as a reflection of where we've come from over the past couple years and the fact that this was so important in that journey, we're going to keep it around. For those of you who are sitting here still wondering what it is that you're possibly capable of, even in your small spaces, I'm serious when I say the sky's the limits in so many ways. I mean, we're growing dragon fruit now. When we had that 3x3 bed, did we think that we'd have a dragon fruit growing indoors or outdoors? No way. But that's just it. Seeing our success with kale showed us we could be successful with more. And the experiments and the expansion, it just hasn't stopped. And I've said this before in other videos, and I promise you I will always say there is so much work that has to be done with gardening. But when you do it well, when you work hard, you're going to see some results that are going to mean so much to you and your family. You know, once you find your vegetable, your reason to expand what you're doing, to continue growing more food for your family, you might even find yourself sprouting some potato seedlings indoors like us, or even doing what I'm about to do, which is to go outside and grab some snow to let it melt to water some of our plants in here as well. Who knows? When I say the sky's the limit, I mean the sky's the limit. Well, folks, I'm readily admitting that kale changed our lives. Which vegetable was your life changer, your game changer, if you will? We hope you enjoyed today's video. Congratulations once again to our winner. We hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give us a like, leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and most importantly, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow.